Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome to a little game of Medivh. So I have not played Medivh since he was out on PTR. I have not played him once on live servers until this particular game, and I thought this would be a really nice opportunity actually to just do like a commentary on him and talk about how he's changed, because since I last played him, he's changed quite substantially. He's received a lot of damage buffs. Buffs to his base stats, buffs to his mana situation, and also, interestingly enough, I can see Stitches hooking Avatar there. He also received some stealth changes in the last patch, so changes that were not in the patch notes, which I think is quite interesting. You see, by the way, the top of the screen here. Whoops. I originally started this commentary, and I just kind of went about 3 minutes into it, so expected death from me in about 3 minutes time, and then decided, you know what, I'm not happy with this, I'm going to restart it. So here we go, that's round 2 for this commentating thing. But yeah, Medivh has received some changes. We're going to talk about that. Before we get into the changes though, and the gameplay, I want to talk a little bit about, this is obviously being an unranked draft game, and I want to mention this. I actually found it quite fun. Someone was asking me in my last video, Nubkeks, you know, how much did you play quick match, how much did you play unranked draft, and how much did you play ranked? Since Season 1 came out, I've played almost exclusively ranked games. I think we're up to about 130 or so ranked games, something like that. I don't think I've played quick match once, maybe once or twice, that's it, barely any quick match at all. And then I've played a little bit of unranked draft. That's actually worth noting there, that little play. The chain heal actually revealed Nova. I think I'd seen her anyway, and I popped my Force of Will preemptively. You can see I tried the same thing there and kind of messed it up, timing a little bit incorrectly. But yeah, I was able to pop that and absorb all of that Nova burst up front, which is a pretty cool move actually. Yeah, unranked draft, it's a nice little fun thing you can do. I've played maybe 20 games or so of unranked draft in total, I guess. I'm not exactly sure, maybe a little bit more. But I usually unranked draft for playing with friends, because then, you know, friends from every different league in the game, from bronze all the way up to grandmaster, can hop in together and play a draft game together, and that's a lot of fun. And it's pretty awesome. You get a proper team comp usually, and it's just cool to do that with friends of all and every skill level. So it's really cool to do that. I use that for community games and viewer games and anything like that. You see, this is a bad play for me, taking a lot of damage. Now watch this. This is kind of cool. Come through the portal. Nova is sitting right at the exit of the portal, just waiting. She knows, man. I thought that was so funny. I was like, I go through the portal. She's like, this Medivh is doing a stupid thing. I'm just going to sit at the exit of his portal so that when he comes back through, I'll just kill him. I thought that was a really funny little move there. Actually, let me remove the... there we go. Remove the little controls from the bottom left. Which yeah, it's a nice way, it's a really cool way to relax as well, and also to try out your other heroes, because bear this in mind guys, let's say you have, I don't know, I did a hero pool video before the start of the season, and I think already in whatever the month since the season came out, you know, my hero pool has changed quite a bit actually. It's quite interesting. I'll come back to that at the end of the season, of course, but you know, let's say you start the season off, and let's say you're gold, for example, and you've got maybe 20 heroes that you can play. What you're gonna find is that you know, as you go through the season, let's say you start off in gold and you kind of progress through the season, you end up working your way up to platinum. You might find that you've actually relied on like 3 or 4 heroes to get you up there. You know, you might find like, hey, Jaina is really clicking with me. I'm playing Jaina nearly all the time. Whenever I get a chance to play Jaina in a game, I just bust her out, and she's like my go-to range damage dealer. I don't really have another one apart from Jaina. You know, you might find that happening, and that then, you know, when you find yourself being promoted to platinum, you kind of go, hey, hang on, I don't have a 20 hero pool anymore, because out of the 20 heroes I started off with in gold, I only have like 3 or 4 of them up to that platinum level, and I've got the other 17 are still sitting at that sort of gold level of play, so I'm kind of scared to actually bust them out in a ranked game. I don't feel up to scratch with those heroes, you know. If I bust them out in my platinum now level games, I'm going to be putting my team at a disadvantage, because I'm only playing them to a gold level. So unranked draft it's a really nice way to just relax and to get to practice with those heroes that you might have gone a little bit rusty on, or that you want to just improve your skill level a little bit. You just want to get a couple of games out on them before you bust them out in ranked. And it's just really nice, you know, get to try those heroes out in a sort of a proper team composition environment without having to worry about, you know, kind of the stresses that are kind of inherent to playing ranked. Let's put it that way. And as you can see, I just kind of went YOLO Medivh in this game. I just wanted to play Medivh because, again, I hadn't played him. I've been playing Medivh, and I hopped on yesterday to record this game. I was just playing Gul'dan and Medivh. basically exclusively to level them up, because I haven't got them to level 5 yet, so I can't play them in ranked even if I wanted to. So I want to get them leveled up, so I at least have the option to bring them into ranked if I so desire. But yeah, going into this game was a lot of fun. I do die here, that's unfortunate. Not able to get into my portal in time. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I have gone for sort of a YOLO Medivh. If you look at our team comp, we already had an Abathur, and the Abathur was picked before me in the draft. I think we got the Abathur Thrall Stitches before the change, before the second ban phase, and I picked up Medivh with the Tron at the end. Medivh is not, strictly speaking, would not be a good choice at this point. Because it's something I feel it's like the 4 hero strong compositions is what I like to call them. And what that means is that there's a bunch of heroes that function very well when you have like 4 good heroes in your composition already. You see, I'm just being annoying here. Unfortunately, I didn't interrupt the second person, but I'm just being a bit of an annoying enemy to fight against right here, interrupting their Hearthstones. Heroes like the Lost Vikings, like Abathur, I think like Medivh as well, who function very, very well in a composition where you've got kind of like four heroes that kind of form a solid composition by themselves. So for example, let's say we had let's say we had something like a Nubkeks, Thrall, Rhaegar, and I don't know, let's say Kael'thas. You know, that's a really nice 4 hero combination. You know, you can kind of fit almost anything in. You can go for a second bruiser, you can go for a second support, a second range damage. You got a lot of options, and it's those sort of compositions where they already kind of work. They're already really solid just by themselves, where you can fit in a hero like Medivh, or like I suppose Damaged Tyrande if you want, or Abathur or the Lost Vikings. They're sort of 4 hero strong. So I have not picked Medivh in that situation. I've just gone for the YOLO Medivh for a bit of a laugh. You can see I'm kind of scouting people out here. And yeah, we're still going to have some fun. We've died a couple of times so far in this game, but that's okay. One of the things, actually, one of the stealth changes that has come through, again, in the last patch, which I didn't know about going into this game. I honestly, when I was playing this game, again, I can't confirm these stealth changes because they haven't been officially announced, but people on Reddit are saying it as well. But what I think Stitches took my portal there expecting it was leading back towards our base, and it actually just put him further into the enemy team. That's kind of funny. With the stealth changes, apparently the size of the portals, their hitbox for clicking on the portals has been reduced, so it's now a smaller hitbox, so it's harder to click on them just physically. And also apparently there's been like a short delay added when you sort of first activate the portals. There's like a short delay before you can click on it, and then also, you know, there's a short delay between clicking the portal consecutive times, so you can't just keep hopping between them like super fast, pretty much as fast as you can click and channel it. There is going to be like a short delay preventing that. So again, I can't confirm these because they haven't been officially announced, but several people in the forums were saying it, and it was something that I felt as well while I was playing this game. I was like, damn, I'm kind of messing up some of these portal placements and timings. I felt like I misclicked a couple of times or something, and I think possibly that was actually just you know, it's just a stealth change that I wasn't aware of. So do bear that in mind when you're playing Medivh if you haven't played him since the last patch, or you're kind of wondering why he might feel maybe just a little bit clunky since the last patch. It's that the portal mechanics have been changed just that little bit. Again, that's what I felt. What people are saying kind of conforms to how I felt it was working. So do bear that in mind. And yeah, his damage and stuff has been buffed as well, and I think Medivh is probably going to be in a pretty strong place, especially once some of the pro teams start playing him in some of these tournaments. We get to see how he's, you know, quote-unquote meant to be played. I think that could change things quite substantially. That Tyrande is very dead. Whoops, she is very dead. I kind of messed up there. I could have maybe laid down a portal for her. I wasn't fully paying attention, but that's okay. We're just kind of taking things a little bit easy in this game, not worrying too much about playing our best. We're just having fun and trying out a new hero. So yeah, let me talk about the build I've gone with on Medivh. As you can see, at level 1, his talents have changed quite substantially. So at level 1, I think Stable Portal is really nice. This is probably going to be my favorite from now on. Increases the portal duration, which is just really useful. It gives you a bit more flexibility with that portal, and I feel like the current Medivh really doesn't have any problems with his mana. Like he's very efficient with his use of mana right now. In this game I went for Dust of Appearance, which is a bit of a long cooldown, and reveals enemy heroes or enemy Medivh for 10 seconds. I picked this up obviously to counter the Nova on the enemy team. I think normally I go for the one that just increases the range of your vision while in Raven form, and you can increase it. I think that's more useful overall, but this Dust of Appearance should work pretty well against Nova. Then I went for the Master's Touch in this game as well. It's a little quest here. You hit 30 enemies, and it permanently increases the damage of your Q and the cooldown reduction for hitting a hero. So that just, it's a really big increase to your damage. Obviously, you have to be careful not to die while you're stacking up the quest, but it's pretty easy to do. You can see here that even though I died a couple of times early in the game, I've been a little bit careful since I picked up this quest at level 7, and I've got it finished now in the course of a few minutes. It's not too big of a deal, and it does increase your damage quite substantially. Now, it is important that you do keep hitting that Q, but I mean, the Medivh damage output becomes quite severe. It's actually quite hefty once you stack up this talent. He does a surprising amount of damage. Something I've noticed from playing against him in the Hero League as well is that, you know, his damage isn't inconsequential anymore. It actually adds up to quite a bit. As to his basic, as you can see, his basic attacks hit fairly hard as well, so don't neglect those either. You know, you're not going to be able to play Medivh as, you know, purely like a mage, like let's say you know, Li Ming or Jane or whatever. It's not going to work as well. Ooh, oh boy, I totally fluff up going back through that portal. Luckily, I finished that Master's Touch quest. That was pretty bad right there. The plays. Oh, I misclicked. So again, I think right there I was kind of underestimating like the little delay going through the portal or the size of it, or something went wrong there anyway. But I was obviously feeling like I misclicked the portal, that something went wrong, or I was trying to, I think I clicked it, got stunned, and then I kind of misclicked. I guess I was clicking just slightly to the north of the portal or something. I'm not entirely sure. But that was potentially because of those stealth changes, so do watch out for that. Possibly as well as just me being a noob and screwing up. Bear that in mind as well. I do think the Master Touch, by the way, is probably your go-to at level 7. It's just really nice. It adds a lot of damage, and it's pretty awesome. I picked up Polybomb at level 10. This is what I've seen Medivh's run in general, and I think it does make sense. Polymorph and enemy heroes suppress their attack, silence them. I haven't seen Leyline Seal ever really work, whereas Polybomb can be somewhat useful. I've seen it fail an awful lot, but it's got such a short cooldown. You can really be aggressive with this. And something I noticed, I'm just going to be a bit of a troll and follow this Rhaegar around. One of the things I've noticed is that, or I noticed in my gameplay when I was playing it, was I wasn't using it enough, so just kind of use this somewhat liberally. Again, it's such a short cooldown. You know, you can just pop this all the time, and it'd be pretty great. At level 13 I went for Astral Projection, which increases the portal cast range. I do like this. There's also a talent on this tier that increases the, or sorry, halves the cooldown of your portal, and combined with the level 1 talent, you can basically have a portal up permanently. And I think I might even prefer that. I don't know. I'm kind of, again, this is my first Medivh game, so I haven't decided yet. Again, I was noticing here just like, wow, his basic attacks actually hit pretty hard. So I don't think I finished that thought, but you're going to want to, unlike Li Ming, where you can basically ignore her basic attacks during a fight because it's so small. I think with Medivh, you're going to be wanting to use those. If you're not using your basic attacks during a fight, you're going to be missing out on a lot of damage, you know, if you only use your Q. So definitely be careful or be aware of that in that regard. You're going to want to be using your basic attacks during a fight as well, because they do hit fairly hard now. I was searching for an enemy hero here, couldn't quite find him. But yeah, I'm open-minded about this talent here at level 13. Either the reduced cooldown or the increased range. I'm not sure. I'm open-minded. I haven't decided which one is going to be better. At level 16, I've gone for Reabsorption. I never used this before myself, but again, this is something I've seen a lot of Medivh players using. I'm kind of open-minded about this tier as well. You got the one that makes your Force of Will AoE. I don't think that's as good. The plays. Unnecessarily taking damage just to distract them. Lol. You got the Circle of Protection, I think it's called. That's obviously very niche. Do you have a team that's going to be stacked up on top of each other? Does the enemy have a lot of AoE damage? If so, you might want to pick that up. Then you got a choice between, I forget what they're called, but this Reabsorption one, which heals the targets, or the one which increases its duration by, I think, half a second. Honestly, I kind of lean towards the half a second longer being more useful, but people have been saying Reabsorption is really good, so I'm taking it for a spin, trying it out, and it does seem to be fairly useful, so yeah, I'll take it for a spin. We'll come back to the talents when we get to level 20. Let's talk a bit about the gameplay. You can see here our team they're kind of fighting. Turan got killed really early, so I don't really see any need to fight again. I was at bottom lane when that happened, so I'm just going to use this opportunity to probably push down this fort down here. I think Thrall rages at me at this point. Yeah, you can see Thrall is pushing me, or pinging me. Yeah, Thrall's not happy. Thrall is he's insulting me, and then he's pinging me as well. He's really not happy. I didn't decide to mute him though. I just left him at it because again, I don't really care too much about this game. It's unranked. I can take it easy, but I don't know. I don't think his call also made any sense. I think, you know, Tyrande died early. I think, you know, pushing down a fort is somewhat helping my team, actually, and it's fine. I mean, getting some soak as well. It's not the end of the world. I think they shouldn't really have taken a fight there. Now, actually, to be fair to him, I shouldn't really technically be doing this because if you look at the team comps, you can see myself with the Abathur hat, we're actually just able to kick the ass of this. Oh my god, we're going deep for this. This is a terrible idea. They're all here. Oh boy, let's get out of there. That's kind of funny. But we have an Abathur who should be able to split soak quite effectively. But I should put it in context as well that I was... wow, poor Nubkeks blows up. Before this game, again, I played 3 unranked drafts last night. And the Abathur Stitches combo were in all of those games. Jane is successfully missing Ring of Frost. They were in all of those games, and one thing I noticed, they're fairly decent. They're pretty decent, but the Abathur doesn't focus hugely on like soaking and on XP gain and stuff. So that's not his strength. It's an Abathur player. So I kind of figured it'd be somewhat okay to split push. But yeah, I mean, again, well, number 1, I wouldn't pick Medivh if we had an Abathur. But number 2, I'd also, yeah, obviously we have an Abathur on our team, so I really should not be focusing split pushing. We should be grouping very much as 4 and letting Abathur deal with the soak and the stuff. But I kind of figured that that wasn't what this Abathur player, he was focusing more on fighting and stuff like that. So that's why I was kind of being a bit more willing to split push. But oh well, just wanted to explain that. Just, I don't want to make it seem like, hey, split pushing with Medivh is a great idea when you've got Abathur in your team. It's really not. But in that situation, I thought, you know, hey, it wasn't the worst crime, let's put it that way. It wasn't the worst crime in the world. But yeah, we're doing pretty successfully in this game overall, I have to say. We'll check out the stats as well as we go. In fact, we can take a quick little... Actually, I can do it more smoothly here. You can see our hero damage. We're actually like 2nd place. Well, actually, no, we're 3rd place. Sorry. But we're doing pretty well in terms of the hero damage. And Nubkeks actually kind of panicking. They were both running at me. And that was sort of an ideal sort of situation for Medivh. When you got a choke point, you got a couple of heroes stacked up, you start doing a lot of AoE damage and really bullying people out. Unfortunately, Rhaegar does kind of juke me right there. I do think, I personally think I'm gonna play Medivh some more. Obviously need to get him up to ranked sort of level. And I'm definitely going to be trying out the... definitely going to be trying out their juice cooldown on the portal. I think that could be really nice. I think I could totally dig that. It seems really cool to me. You can see here, Jane is kind of out of position. I'm just going to go hard on her here under the towers. Soaking up the damage to the Force of Will. Nova does try to turn around on me, but I have the polymorph there, and I'm able to polymorph her and pick up the kill. She maybe could have killed me. Force of Will was coming off cooldown, so I'm not sure if she could, but that's just fine. We'll take it. We'll take it. Why the hell not? At level 20, I did pick up Glyph of Polybomb. Explodes the second sooner, and the spread radius is increased. I felt that the polybombs were being fairly effective again. They've got a fairly melee heavy team, and yeah, I figured this would be the thing to go for here in this particular game. And it's probably the most generally useful one, the most consistent level 20 talent that you're gonna find. But again, I don't know, we'll see, like, once this busts Medivh out in some sort of higher level games, and once we have like the pro players kind of take him for a spin and show us how it's done, and yeah, basically kind of show other people what's possible, we might see some different talents and some different plays kind of coming to the fore, and that could be pretty damn cool. See here, I'm just doing as much damage as I can. This would be a good opportunity to throw in that polybomb. Indeed, I do throw it in, and that's pretty nice. It's actually working quite well against that team right there. Boom, doing a lot of damage. Very nice to see. The enemy team just exploding right here. That was pretty awesome. The polybomb, the Force of Will is working quite well in combination right there. See, I'm just going aggressive here. There we go. This Nova is not looking too good. This Nova is very dead. Again, also worth mentioning my MMR in, which also helps make these kind of relaxing games. My MMR in unranked draft and quick match is substantially lower now than my Hero League one, because I basically haven't played them since the MMR squish at the start of the season. So whereas my Hero League MMR has kind of returned to where it was before, well, it's actually a bit higher than it was before. My quick match and unranked draft MMR are quite a bit lower than they were, so that's fine. It just makes it relaxing, and it's a nice thing to do, just to go into a game and instead of here you haven't played with before. But my impressions of Medivh is that he's actually pretty decent now, you know. His mana problems, like he feels so much better. You can see my mana now is sort of low, but in terms of his mana, like he feels so much better. He's just so much more consistent in terms of his mana, though again there's a little bit of clunkiness since the last patch, it seems. That yeah, just in terms of using his portal, so do bear that in mind. But he's pretty cool. I think he could be pretty good. And again, I've seen very few people playing him, but I think, you know, you bust him out in a team comp that already has got like significant tankiness and damage and a good support, And I think he could be really good, again, fulfilling, like, you can slot him in places like Tassadar or Abathur or the Lost Vikings, anyone like that. And I think he could be pretty damn good. You know, I think he'd be pretty damn good. And he's kind of fun to play, and he's a bit different. And one thing I've noticed as well, and even speaking for myself personally, again, like I said before, mentioned earlier, is that I've been kind of taken aback a little bit by the damage that Medivh is able to put out, these days since the patch. So you might find that as well. He's a kind of uncommon hero. You might find that people certainly underestimate just how much you're going to be able to do, and that could turn like some things around to win. This is actually hilarious. The poor Nubkeks has been punted away like 3 times in a row. He just can't get in. He can dodge it with his E, but he's not doing so. That's too funny. Poor Nubkeks. He was not able to get into that fight at all. Oh man. But yeah, here we go. We're beating on this core. This is going to be GG. I mean, if we bust out the stats right there, you can see we came 2nd place in terms of hero damage, which is kind of insane, and top place in terms of siege damage, and that's just with a single Dragon Knight. So we did pretty well there. We did pretty well. We can't get to the talents, but you've seen the talents already. Let's rewind it slightly so you can just get a second to look at them. Just hop it back here. Actually, let's hop it back a little bit more just before the Dragon Knight so we can check the stats. I get a pre-Dragon Knight feel for the stats. Okay, here we go. We're coming down to Captain Dragon Knight. Okay, so you can see we did a ton of siege damage just purely from that DK. In terms of siege damage, without us ever being in a DK, though, we did fairly solid in this game. Again, we died quite a lot, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, we were kind of up there, and our hero damage was fairly up there as well. We were up. We had the same as Thrall. Again, you can see, like I said, the Abathur's hero damage is a little bit low, maybe. But yeah, in fact, if we check the XP, so we did quite a bit of XP soaking as well. But yeah, he does a surprising amount of damage, and that's quite a lot of healing on top of that. Does that healing? Yeah, okay. So it does include obviously the damage shielded by force of will, but I mean you're bringing a lot of utility on top of quite a bit of damage. And yeah, I think he works. He works pretty damn well. This character, I think he could be really good, guys. And I think you should definitely, if you're in the sort of same situation that I'm in, where you kind of, I personally picked him up from the PTR, had some fun with him, and said, you know what, this guy, he's not strong enough. He's just not strong enough to play in a Hero League game. There's no point even in leveling him up. But since the patch where he got buffed, I think he's in a much better spot, and I think he could start to come into prominence, and I guess that's what they've changed, if that is what they've done with the portals. Again, maybe you could confirm in the comments below if you play Medivh, but I suppose it could make sense, if they've changed the portals. They made them a little bit smaller, like that little bit of a delay in terms of like using them repeatedly or when they initially come down. It's maybe just to prevent people clicking on them accidentally. Again, there is I believe there's click priority on the portals, which is to say that for example, if you've got like heroes on top of minions, it will prioritize clicking the hero over the minions. I think with the portals, it prioritizes clicking the portals over anything else. Even say like right clicking a hero, if there's like a Diablo on top of it, it will still let you click the portals. I think that's how it works. So I guess they've made them a bit smaller to avoid any accidents in that regard. But yeah, I mean, he's pretty cool, and hopefully I showed you some kind of cool plays in this game as well, kind of like diving in sort of aggressively with the portal and stuff like that. We've sort of mostly used them in sort of a solo sort of situation, I guess. We haven't been using them to support our allies too much, and that's difficult to do. But we'll see how things go as the game goes forward and people get more used to playing with Medivh. But I do think he's in a pretty solid spot right now. Like he's stronger, I think, than people realize. And you can definitely pull him out if the team comp fits it and have some success with him. So do check him out, do try him out, and have some fun. Let me guys know what you think of him as well, and what you think of him since the changes have come through. Again, this is my first game, so you guys will obviously have more experience with him and what's possible on Medivh. And yeah, give it a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time for some more Heroes of the Storm. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.